Today, as always, men fall into two groups, slaves and free men. Whoever does not have 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave, whatever he may be, a statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar. Friedrich Nietzsche. When I first read this quote, it hit me hard. I realized I wasn't as free as I thought I was. Are you living like a free person or just living on somebody else's schedule? Let's break down this quote. So it comes down to there's really two kinds of people. Those who have control of their time and those who don't. This isn't about wealth, power, or titles. This is about taking control of your time. I like to think of this as Nietzsche's 2/3 rule. Basically, you want to have control of 2/3 of your time. Leave a third of it for work, but the other 2/3 needs to really be yours to do whatever you need for you. Because the truth is, if you don't have at least 2/3 of your time to yourself, you're not free. Let's talk about some examples of modern day slavery. So the first one is the 60-hour work week. Okay, maybe you're there, maybe you're not. But if you find yourself working, 12-hour days, it's like, wait a minute, time out. Something's out of whack here. And you probably feel that in your life, don't you? Another kind of slavery that we feel is the constant bombardment of digital distractions. This is a bad one. And I see it in my own family and even in my own life. Usually I work 10-hour days and I am on a computer from start till finish. And outside of that, I'm also on my computer. That's something that I think we all need to focus on improving. Smartphones are great. Computers are wonderful. But I'll tell you, I feel like in a lot of ways, we're becoming slaves to these devices. And I would just encourage you, find a time to unplug from all of that. Another type of modern slavery is living for weekends or living for retirement. Now, I know on this channel, I've created a lot of videos and shared them with you on how to properly prepare for retirement and the steps you need to take to do that. Check out my playlist if you want to learn more about that. But I think there is danger in living your life just for your retirement. Similarly, weekends, right? We work hard all week, but are you really living just for the weekends? I really hope you're not. I hope you're also taking advantage of your evenings, Monday through Friday as well, and living those as much as you possibly can as well. I used to think I was free, but as I reflect on Nietzsche's quote, I really come to the realization that, in a lot of ways, I'm not living the freedom that I think I have. If you look at my work calendar, my day is meetings back to back to back to back, and that's not freedom. I used to also suffer from mental slavery. I used to really, really emphasize a lot on what other people thought, particularly what other people thought of me. And as soon as I came to the realization that, people probably aren't thinking about me as much as what I used to think, it was just like a whole weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And suddenly it's like, hey, you know what? These people have their own problems. They're focused on their own troubles. They're not that worried about mine. It was just an amazing mindset shift to think like, these people don't care as much as I think. I'm really just hurting myself by giving them power and giving them control over my life in that way. No more. Let's talk about the hidden cost of not owning your time. Burnout is a huge one, right? If you're one of these people that are working 12-hour days, 14-hour days sometimes, it's going to end up in burnout. There's a video or a audio recording that I saved from a salesman that I worked with years ago who was just going off about this issue that he had at work on this voicemail. I like to listen to it about once a year just to kind of help me put things in perspective, because this guy was absolutely coming off the rails because he was so upset about what other people were doing or weren't doing when they weren't doing their job. And it was hilarious. So, even if you're not suffering from burnout, if you can look around you and you see somebody else maybe that is struggling with burnout, I would encourage you to step in there and do something and say something about it to help them out, because People just can't live like that. If you don't truly own your time, think of all the missed opportunities out there, right? Think about the time with family, your spouse, your kids, your loved ones, time with friends, things like that, that you're giving up. I often think to myself, like, okay, am I living to work or am I working to live? And if I feel like the pendulum is too far over on the living to work side, I try to correct that and say, okay, no, Steve, you're working to live. That's why you're doing this. Swing the pendulum back the other way, right? Obviously, normally you kind of want to end up right in the center there, but I would encourage you to ask that question to yourself. Nietzsche says, whatever he may be, statesman, businessman, scholar. I think the takeaway here is no one's immune from this kind of time slavery. If you're getting any value out of this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I think people can really benefit from this, and it really helps the channel when you do that. Think of the power that you could have by reclaiming 2/3 of your time, right? Time with family. When you get out of work, try to avoid just coming home, eating dinner, sitting in your recliner for the whole entire night, right? That's not a way to live. That's not a way to show up for your family. Instead, be involved in their life. Find what your spouse enjoys doing. Spend time with them doing that. Now, if your spouse enjoys hanging out in the recliner all evening, then maybe that's okay. I don't know, but your situation is unique to you. If you have kids, find out what they're interested in, what they're involved in. Go do fun things in the evenings during the week rather than just saving it up for the weekend. Think about the time that you could free up for your health and your passion projects. So for me, I get a lot of benefit out of taking my dogs for a 40-minute walk around the loop in my neighborhood. I can come home from a difficult day at work, grab a bite to eat, and still feel stressed. If I take my dogs and just, I've stopped even bringing headphones and listening to music and things. I just listen to the environment around me, listen to the music and the rhythm of the universe around me. When I walk in the door after that walk, I feel like a completely new person. So I've been trying to work that into my routine here lately, and it's just been an absolute game changer for me. I also enjoy playing guitar. If I can carve out time to just pick up the guitar, even if I tell myself, Steve, just pick it up for 5 minutes, it completely changes how my day is going. It usually turns into much more than 5 minutes because it's so much fun. But to get outdoors, especially with my acoustic guitar, it's a beautiful thing, and it's great. I know for my mental health, and something I try to do more and more often. If you have 2/3 of your time to yourself, you're going to have much more time to think deeply and think creatively. And I think that's what really helps make life enjoyable and worth living. Not just the surface level fighting fires, but being able to really take the time to think, maybe journal if you're into that. I know it's wonderful for me to put my thoughts down on paper. So I would encourage you to do that. And then if there's anything creative that you're interested in. So for me, it's making music. Or in my case, this YouTube channel is a great creative outlet for me. I love script writing and filming these videos, right? Getting out into nature on a beautiful summer day like this to share this story with you is powerful. I would encourage you to find something like that. Maybe you feel something nudging you to create your own YouTube channel. If so, I would love to hear about it. And I'd love to cheer you on and support your channel. Okay, let's talk about some practical steps to actually take back your time. The first thing you need to do is audit your time. Have you ever sat down and actually written out how you're spending your time? I would encourage you to do that, right? Just make a simple list of the tasks that you do throughout the week. And that's going to really, I think, show you a lot about, are you giving yourself enough time to rest and recharge? Like, are you getting good sleep, or are you running off of 5 hours sleep and a zombie all week? Are you carving out time for exercise? Are you overcommitting your time to work? Are you spending quality time with your loved ones and connecting with friends and things like that? I think if you put all that out actually on paper so you can see it, it's going to be a real eye-opener for you as far as how you're actually spending your time. And then compare that to Nietzsche's two-thirds rule. Do you align with the two-thirds guidance that he provides? Next, do you have unnecessary obligations in your life, that things that maybe you keep doing because you've done those for so long, but they're not really adding any value to your life or making you a better human? I would say if you have those things, look for those opportunities to just stop doing those. The third tip is to make non-negotiables. Okay, your health is absolutely critical. You absolutely need to make time for your health. So whatever that looks like for you, right? I know there's a big push in the self-help world to get up at 5 a.m. and work out and get that done. Maybe you're into meditation, right? Make that a non-negotiable to work on your physical health, your mental health. I know for me, reading is absolutely critical, like personal growth and development. I make sure I carve out time to read every single night before I go to bed. I think you can get started by creating micro freedoms. So just pick 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes, right? 30 to 60 minutes on your calendar each day and say, you know what? This is my freedom time. I'm going to schedule this to do something that's important to me, whether it's pursuing a health objective that you might have or a creative pursuit or just spending time with family. Schedule it, and that way you'll make sure it happens. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow, but you do need to start today. Let's talk about a mindset shift here. Think of your time management like this. You're not a slave to your calendar. You're the architect of your time. You can control how you build your day. You can control your schedule. Yeah, things pop up, things happen that are outside of your control occasionally, but that should be the exception, not the norm. I would love to see you take your calendar and say, look, I'm trying to improve on this thing, this thing, this thing. Pick those top 3 and then say, all right, this is how I'm going to schedule those into my day to actually make it happen. This is your wake-up call. Today's the day it's going to happen for you. Look, if you're just waiting for permission, you're missing out. You don't need permission to take your time back. I'm giving you permission today to go ahead, take your time back, right? This is more than just permission. This is actually a mission for you. I want you to take on this mission to take back your time and spend it the way that you need to build your success. Comment below, how much of your day is truly yours? I'd love to hear about it. Are you stuck making the same bad choices over and over and you can't break free? Click on this video that's popping up here where I can help you break free. I'll see you there.